Give me willies. Good girl. Oh my god, there's so much water in here. Skylar, this would be much easier if you weren't in the way all the time. Right. I think we should probably empty some of this water. Oh my god, look how much water was in there. Good girl. Rowing the other way. Let's see how this goes, shall we? Oh no, everything's backwards. So you can see in the distance here behind the boat, that is the Isle of Arran. So we are not going down that side of it. That is sort of the top and the sort of start of the west coast. We're going to be heading down to the east coast, where we're going to be nice and sheltered, out of the wind. So we are now on our way to Arran. We've got both sails out, although our head sail we've only pulled out halfway because, like I said, we're still pretty new to this in this boat, and so whilst it is a bit windy, or windier for us, we figured that would probably be the safest bet. We're keeping our engine on as well for the time being, so we can charge our battery a bit. Because it's a bit grey, we're not going to get too much on the solar panel today.
Over to Arran right now, and we've got quite a bit of wind and pretty decent cross waves that are, you won't be able to hear me when I do that because of the wind, but yeah, we're getting hit on the side pretty hard by some cross waves, but the boat's doing pretty well. Joe's currently downstairs comforting Skylar, who's a little bit upset by the whole experience, but yeah, it's still a nice sail, but it's a little bit more up and down, and we're actually quite leaning over, which you probably won't also be able to tell, but any minute now we're going to come into the Isle of Arran, and we're going to lose all these waves hopefully, and I'm not sure if we'll carry on sailing or not, depends what the wind's doing, but yeah, hopefully we'll go smooth out a little bit more and Skylar and Joe can come back on deck.
Right, so Skylar and I are now back outside. Things has calmed down a bit, we've pulled the head sail in, and yeah, things are looking a bit better. Skylar, I think she was a bit traumatised, she was sat shaking on my knees, but it's something that we've all got to get used to, and Tim handled that really well, so good job Tim. We have now made it here to Lamlash on the Isle of Arran, and we have picked up a visitor mooring. So luckily the one that we picked up, they actually had a rope on it, because a lot of them don't, and a lot of the other boats here on the visitor moorings they've actually had to rope to, rather than sort of with a pickup buoy and with the ropes already attached, so that was handy. Because I hadn't done that before, but yeah, so I didn't need to. But yeah, so we have just fed Skylar, and now we're just getting sort of things together to head to shore to either get some food to eat or to go and buy some food and bring back here and eat. So that is the plan for the minute. So it's now the next morning and we're still here in Lamlash. Now I didn't do much filming last night because I was very hungry when we went ashore, and we ended up going for a few sort of pubs and that, and unfortunately we couldn't get in to eat, so we ended up just going to the co-op and buying some dinner there and then coming back to cook it. So yeah, that was about it really, not much going on last night. So today we are going to go to shore again in a bit, just to take Skylar out and to get some more proper food shopping because we only did enough for last night. And yeah, and then we're going to set sail possibly, or set motor, and start heading on our way to Whiting. I think it is Whiting Bay, because we're going to go and see the waterfall today, so I'm excited for that. So we are ashore and now Tim's gone ahead already and set off to the fuel station so we can get some more fuel, and I'm on my way to the co-op to get a bit of food for the rest of today and tomorrow. So yeah, Tim's got the fuel.
Long arm by the time I get back.
Yeah, tell me about it. I bought 6 litres of water.
Why?
So you didn't have enough. So we finished getting all the bits that we wanted to, and we're now heading back to the dinghy and then to the boat and then on to Whiting Bay. We are now ashore. There was quite a row out because the wind picked up as we were rowing in, which is quite helpful. But Tim's got his coffee, so he's fueled, and we're now heading to the start of our walk to the waterfall. So we have now started our walk up to the Glenashdale Falls, and yeah, pretty excited to see this. It looks pretty cool from all the photos that I've seen. So let's get on it. Judging by how low the stream is, I don't think we're going to get the full effect of the waterfall today, but we'll see when we get there. We have made it here to the lookout for the Glenashdale Falls. As you can see, pretty epic waterfall. I can imagine in winter when they've had a lot of rain, this would be a really awesome spot to come and visit. But yeah, no, really happy we came up here. So this walk also leads on to the Giant's Grave, which is where we're heading now. On our way to the Giant's Grave, but we're stopped at this beautiful viewing point, and in the background you can see there's Holy Island and Whiting Bay and our teeny tiny speck of a boat. at the Giant's Graves, which are 2 burial chambers that were built in the Neolithic period. Now, if you've played Skyrim, they're a bit like that. We're now heading back down the hill, back into the village of Whiting Bay, and then back to the boat. And this has been such a lovely walk. I'm so glad we came on here because there's such great views to look at, like this one here. And yeah, just nice to get off the boat and do a bit of walking. So we are now back here at Whiting Bay, ready to go back to the boat. So we did stop for lunch at a place called the Coffee Pot, which I highly recommend if you do stop here to go there because it's really good food. But yeah, so we're about to head back to the boat and then head back to Lamlash. Right, so we are now back here in Lamlash, and now unfortunately when we got back someone else had taken our mooring that we found, which already had a hookup line on. So what we've done, or what sort of Tim has done, sort of lash us to it really. So we've got the rope through, and then we have a bit of old water pipe from where Tim redid all the water system, which is sort of going through as a bit of an anti-chafe thing. So the one downside to having a dog on board is having to row her to shore so she can go to the toilet. It's just gone 5 o'clock in the morning and we've get up early because the wind is quite low this morning, but it's going to pick up a bit later on in the day, and we've got quite a trip to get back to Tarbert is the plan. So we figured get up early and then we'll be able to get there early and beat the wind. But yeah, it's just gone 5 o'clock and the moon is still out. But yeah, Tim's rowing Skylar to shore, so I'm supposed to be getting coffee ready, so I should probably do that. It's just gone 5:30 and we are now on our way. We're going to be mostly motoring this morning at least because there isn't any wind. And I think when the wind does pick up, it's not going to be in our favour anyway. So I think it's going to be mostly a motor trip, but we're up and we're on our way to Tarbert. Skylar. So we have made it back here to Tarbert, and now we're going to head up to the fishmonger place to try and get some nice fresh seafood for lunch and then figure out what we're going to do from there.
So we just got some lovely langoustine tails for our lunch from this nice little shellfish monger.
I'm just catching up on all the washing that we got to do. It's pretty much all just socks and pants at this point, but yeah, good to catch up on that. Washing and drying accomplished. Next time, Tim makes a gear extender for our outboard motor. We head to the Isle of Bute where we see the Weaverly paddle boat, and I go on a midnight excursion.